G'day guys, this is Jay here from Journey of a Whitefeather. Chat with Jay. I just interviewed the Village People, the Kings of Disco, and also Bruce Buffer. But this is the biggest interview I'm going to be doing. If you don't know this guy, I know this guy. Apparently, there's a signal in the air that comes out. We're talking Batman and Robin. You're talking to Melbourne's dynamic duo. This is the Batman of Australia. And apparently I'm Dick Grayson, and we are Melbourne Dynamic Duo, but we're talking all things Batman. How are you, my friend?
I'm pretty good, mate. How are you?
Going all right. There's a lot to talk about. I mean, we've done so much. It's only been a year since Melbourne Dynamic Duo was born, really. I mean, and we've been doing so much, haven't we?
We have. It feels like a lot longer than that, which is a good thing. We've done a lot together.
We have. We have done so much. It's just like it just came together. We'll put a couple of photos up now. You'll see the photos have come up. I mean, it just clicked from where it was. But at the end of the day, this guy's suit says it all. I mean, fair dinkum. I mean, we can show some photos. We're just going to go through a few things before we start. But, the biggest, probably one of the biggest thrills for us is when we did the Batman orchestra experience. That was interesting, wasn't it? I mean, we had a line of people down, I think it was Russell Street, we had them around the corner.
That was amazing. That was a great event. I'd seen that go around the world before it got to Melbourne. So a lot of my friends in London and America had been going to that show, and I had everything crossed that it was going to come to Australia. When I found out, I was so excited. So, yeah, it was a really cool experience.
Absolutely. In costume, it was, mate. I mean, we got the royal treatment that day. We got security. We got.
Sure did. Also, getting to meet the
orchestra.
Yeah. Getting to meet the orchestra themselves as well. They popped down for some photos.
They did. They did.
Cool. That was pretty cool.
I was just feeling we couldn't get up there and actually get the photos done. But the funniest comment, was when she said. She came up to both and she goes, "Oh my God, Batman and Robin are sitting in the front row." That's compliment to us.
We were
sitting there. I think just one more thing before we start. I think the funniest thing is when we're getting photos and we have to get photos put on, like blown up or put on cards. Ladies and gentlemen, we get barred all the time because they think we're the real thing. That's a privilege, I guess.
It is, and it recently happened to me when I was trying to make the little 3D mini figurines that everyone was putting on social media. And I went into Chat GDP and put a photo of me standing there as Batman. And it came up saying after 2 minutes of loading that it couldn't do it because it thought I was Michael Keaton in a promo photo. So I couldn't get it done.
I was doing the same thing. I tried as soon as you said it to me. I go on, okay, I better have a crack at this. I put mine in. I put Burt Ward, Chris O'Donnell, So I got barred twice. So it's a credit to what we've done. Today we're going to chat a little bit about what, obviously we are Melbourne Dynamic Duo, but we want to know what we know about Batman and Robin, why we do it, and some of our favourite moments, I guess, of why we actually do what we do. I mean, a lot of people ask us why we went Marvel DC. I mean, you can see by the back here, you can see why Steve Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne of Melbourne.
Having the statue from the 89, which was in the like Blockbuster Video and stuff like that, and the cinemas back at the time. Yeah, it's just so cool. You just don't see that sort of stuff these days. And going to all these toy fairs, which is where we found it, and my partner actually bought it for me. So, I don't know. I think it's definitely a nostalgic thing for me as Batman. Deadpool is obviously a thing too, which is obviously new, but Batman is it's in the blood.
I reckon so too, mate. I reckon we've done so much. I mean, my one was I fell into Robin a little bit, but my thing was a friend of mine was watching Titans at the time, the new Titans show, and he said, "You've got the physique to do Nightwing." I go, "Oh, yeah, why not?" All right. So I went out a crack at that, and then after he saw the photos, he's gone, "You've got to go Robin." I go, mate, I'm not going to be a kid, mate. I'm pushing 50, mate. He goes, no. Have a look. You're creative. Have
Yeah.
a look what happened at the start of Titans. And obviously, Dick Grayson came in the Robin outfit. So I did that, made it out my own, but also added the Tim Drake cape, which gives it that dark look. Because obviously, with you being Michael Keaton Batman and the real Batman, as far as I'm concerned, none of those other ones, hint, hint.
That's right.
We actually look, it actually goes down that little bit of dark edge, you know. So that's how I look at it. Because I mean, obviously, because I'm older, I've got to make sure I keep that, but also it keeps the character sort of real in a lot of ways for Robin as well.
Yeah, no, I do like that look. I do like your Robin look. I think the hood and the gold thing is awesome.
Yeah, it does. It does work. I mean, it does work, as you can see by the photos, ladies and gentlemen. But mainly what we're looking at when we do it is to embellish the character as well. And I said, if you look at what you're doing, when we talk a little bit about the cosplay that we do, you've got to embellish the character. And I think both of us do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we actually, not the case everyone goes, oh, you think you're Batman, you think you're Robin. It's not about that. It's embellishing the character. No. You know, it's about stepping the ego and go, if you're going to play the character, you're going to be the character, because that's what, especially when we do charity events, you know, kids come up to us and go, oh my God, it's Batman and Robin. And you sort of embellish that as well. You know what I mean? And you want to do the costume proud.
Yeah. And, you know, everyone wants to hear the voice as Batman. So I don't mind doing that every now and then.
Oh, every now and again, you do it all the time. What are you talking about?
Well, the Keaton one is not too much different from his voice. So it's not like the TDK one where it's sort of angry yelling. It's not like that. Keaton's one is a bit more subdued, and it's more just the throatiness of his own voice.
Yeah. Well, on that note,
it's fine to do that.
I was going to say, get it started with regards to your love of Michael Keaton and the Michael Keaton character. I mean, you pull it up perfectly. As obviously, I'm biased, but who cares? But
I do get told that a lot.
let's go into it.
Yeah, so I didn't really grow up with the TV series. Being born in '82, I didn't really grow up with that. It was well and truly over by then, but I did know of it. My dad watched it as a kid, so I did know of it. It was more the comic book stuff of the 70s that I sort of came to know with, which is like the Keaton look, except it was blue and grey. So that's sort of what I knew. Then when the movie came along, I was just blown away by it, and as I think a lot of people were, especially kids, because we hadn't seen anything like that before. And ever since that moment, I just wanted to be that.
So, it's as simple as that, isn't it?
It's just as simple as that. Yeah, I would dress up. Once that movie came out, the Royal Melbourne show bags started doing the black mask. You would have just a black mask that would be from here and a plastic thing. Put that on. So I'd put that on with a black shirt and black pants, and get a black towel, wrap it around me, tie it up. I'd be jumping off everything I could at home. So, you know, sort of getting the towel out and trying to do this with it like a cape.
Well, do you want to tell us, while you got the cape thing, tell the listeners and the watchers about that cape. That cape is like what, a couple of kilos? I know. I mean, obviously, you know, it's rubber. Maybe tell us about it. And when you flick it, man, it just sends out people, doesn't it?
It is pretty heavy, yeah. It's made by James Doherty in America. It's for just I think about 4.5 kilos in weight. You don't really feel that when it's on, but eventually after like 4 hours, it starts pulling on you because it's mounted underneath the cowl to the costume. So it does start pulling on you. The weight of it hanging over you starts to pull. But yeah, the sound of it is amazing. Because it's latex. So it's an 8-panel latex cape. That's why it's heavy. But it just sounds so damn good. And it does scare some people if they don't know you're behind them.
It's funny, I show the photos to people, and as you see by the photos that are coming up during the during the chat now, I mean, people are actually flipped out. They go, "Oh, you did Batman and Robin." They're going, "Oh, yeah," and then they go, oh, "Okay, yeah, all right." And then I show them that flick, and then they show them some of the photos, and they go, "You guys are legit, seriously legit."
Yeah.
Like, you know, even I showed them to a few police officers, and they go, "So when are you guys come to join us and come and save the world?"
Well,
I mean, how many jokes do you
city.
get? What was that?
I've
Sorry?
had that in the city when I was doing a photo shoot, and police saw me go past. I was actually walking back to my car, and some police went past, and they were the CERT response team. And they came up and yelled out the window, "Hey, we want to come fill in for us?" Like, it's okay, guys. I got this. You go home.
It's funny. How many times we've gone to Comic Cons and all that, and all the security go, "Oh, okay, we're safe here. Batman and Robin are here."
Yeah. Okay, guys, go home. We got this.
We're here. We've got it.
Yeah.
How many times we've done that, and they're not. And I don't know. Look, I always say they're legit, right? But it's quite funny. But what about your love for Keaton and for Batman when you actually embellish the character? And did you get a grow another layer of love for this when you actually embellished it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's one thing to when I watch the movie and stuff, but when you are in that costume, and you know, this is the cowl here. The cowl is made by Hernandez FX in the States, and it's from a 3D scan of the real thing. So it fits exactly like how it should. It's also 24-inch to Keaton's head size. So it is like the real deal. And yeah, it's when you put it on, when you put the whole thing on, you really do feel like you can go hurt some people.
It's movie quality. That's the way it is, mate. Like, I mean, we get lots of comments, and you know,
yeah, it is. It's 3D printed suits, so it's really hugging to my body.
Yeah.
Shout out to Superhero Concepts for that because they do a great job. But yeah, it's so awesome to be in it. Sometimes I just put it on and walk around here. Just walk around the house with it on because it feels so good.
Well, I wouldn't say that I did that with the Robin outfit, but I do. I have embellished it a lot since we've been doing it. And
yeah,
you know, as I said, we found out that we found each other through the costume group, and basically Samay Catwoman, give her a shout out.
Catwoman,
She's the one who said, "I know a Batman, get him," and Bob's your uncle. I think that's what basically happened. But with Robin, I guess it's funny with me. I flow into characters. I've got Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat. I got the Fiend Bray Wyatt. You know, I do. You know, I just randomly do Lexi Fox from Steel Panther, whatever I need to do. You know, but when you saw, what was that? Sorry,
two Batman. Got the Batman Returns as well, which is also behind me here. That's I don't love that suit as much, but the 89 is just more of a thing for me. And I love the fact that the armor is just your abs as opposed to the Returns one, which is like armor. So yeah it's the 89 one for me more so.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, like with the Robin outfit for me, I see a lot of them going around. Obviously, you've got your Teen Titans, you've got your Justice League, Super Friends. Mine was basically just from the Titans because I had to go to that level. It's basically getting that level of where Nightwing was to Robin. As you can see, mine's the same. Mine's fitted. All the little pieces are, you know, even the symbol and the little pieces are all 3D printed and screen printed and sewed on and all those kind of things. And the only thing which I have to get is some boots and stuff. But the thing is, the boots, we have to go something different with regards to the black boots and the shin guards are probably the way to go at the moment. But we have to look at maybe some proper boots to see how we go. But again, they have to be green or, you know, emerald green. But yeah, the funny thing is because I use well, I've got a pair of old wrestling boots I could probably paint green if I wanted to, but
that works too. The one good thing with Keaton's Batman is that the 89 uses Nike shoes and the Returns is Jordan 6s. So someone who collects sneakers, that works pretty well for me.
It's funny with mine, Robin Hood. I've always been attracted to Robin Hood. I got the Robin Hood effect, which I do on with my channel as well, opinions and views of Robin Hood effect, and sort of everything's just sort of I've let it all happen. But I guess just I've always been in teams with tag teams and stuff with pro wrestling, and it just fits whatever fits. And if you embellish, especially if you embellish the characters, I won't say Robin wasn't my most favorite character. I won't lie to that. Probably was the Flash or Green Lantern. But when you move into the DC universe and see what's going on, I mean, Hawkman would be frigging grouse to do. But, once you embellish the character and obviously having a team there, it works well. And I think also, we can see single Batmans all the time. But when do you see Batman and Robin? Not many times at all. And different versions of it. You got the Titans Robin. You got the Teen Titans Robin. You've got the Tim Drake Robin, which I've combined with the Titans one. So there's a lot of different Robins, a lot of different Batmans that all come together and fit. And I think ours fit together because of the darkness.
And I was doing Batman since 2022. That's when I started doing it. And so I'd been doing it for some time, before we met. And it's one thing to have Batman on his own. It's one thing to have Robin on his own. It's one thing to have Superman on his own. But I tell you what, when you've got them together, it just elevates it so much.
Well, we proved it. We proved it at Good Friday this year. Have a look at.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Have a look at the. Have a look at what happened with regards to the having the Justice League there. I'm just going to change mics. Just give me a sec. Give me 1 sec. Let's see if this one again. Let's test the mic. Yep, that's all good. I'll cut this stuff out anyway. We're going to test. Testing 1, 2. Yep. Great. That's all right. That's good. Mic's working again. All good. But, we're having the Justice League together is great. Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Robin, Aquaman. Aquaman tried it. Looks good. But as I said, as a group, it's all great. But getting back on, and obviously Batgirl. Sorry, Aaron, forgot to say Batgirl as well.
Batgirl. Yep.
And Batgirl was there. Some facts and figures about what we used to watch Batman. I mean, with me, it was mainly Challenge of the Super Friends. Okay, when you were younger, you used to watch, you had your Aquaman, you had your special guest features on there, but you had your core, which was Aquaman, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Robin, and the Wonder Twins. And then you had your special guests. So I loved watching those. Loved all
92 animated series. 92. Batman animated series in 92 was so good.
We had the one in 1978, I think it was, Batman and Robin, which had Batmite in it. The little, he was a little, what do we call him? A little alien-looking rabbit. But I think the evolution of watching mainly watching those cartoons mainly, and then obviously Batman was pushed by himself, as everyone knows. That's why he's been a massive push. And then I think only recently, since Robin's come in, since he's done Titans, has been a big thing. What do you reckon? I'd like to take this time to shout out our supporters at Liberty Bullion, the best gold, silver and platinum traders in Melbourne, even Australia. If you want to give them a call, their knowledge, their customer service is second to none. Back to the show.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was. And I think that when the 89 movie started, they sort of went to more of that dark Batman. Before that, it was a lot more colourful.
You got Adam West. What did you think of the Adam West War 1966? 1966.
I have watched it a bit. There's a lot of talk about. I watched a documentary not long ago about it, and there was talk that they were the reason why it was the way it was because they were taking the piss out of Batman.
Okay, haven't heard that one.
That was one of the theories of why they were doing what they were doing. With the whole dancing stuff and in the tights and that sort of thing. And I don't know if that's how it was. I think it was just the time.
I mean, you had some classics though, mate. You had Cesar Romero. You had Cesar Romero was the Joker.
Yeah, him as the Joker he was awesome. I think a lot of the like Nicholson stuff was like based on that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the same look and feel.
I thought that Burgess Meredith as the Penguin, really Danny DeVito really what you could see the DeVito and Burgess Meredith.
It was very similar. Yeah. Julie Newmar.
Julie Newmar, yep.
Awesome.
Now the Riddler's name, which we'll get, I always mix up his name. The Riddler, 1966. Don't worry about to cut all this stuff out. Riddler, 1966 is, where are we? Riddle me this, riddle me that. Frank Gorshin, that's his name.
Yeah.
So, the Riddler, that's it. The Riddler, 1966 as well. Frank Gorshin. I mean, I thought Jim Carrey played a great Riddler, but under if it had been in the Keaton era, my God, it would have been so good. It was just too cheesy those movies.
Yeah, I think if Jim Carrey had have been in like 92 Batman Returns as a Riddler, I think that would have been really awesome. Because it was a bit more cheesy in Forever. I still loved it though because I was a big Jim Carrey fan.
Yeah, look, after we had a chat about it, we watched when I went overseas, I watched Batman again. I haven't watched it for a long time, but since we teamed up, I watched it and I could see when you were telling me it is the greatest one ever. I thought it was anyway, but when I looked at the cinematography, the storyline, the way it was written, it was just that dark element. Then I went and watched the other one, the Chris O'Donnell one with Alicia Silverstone. Obviously, everyone watched it for her. Let's be honest, as Batgirl, she wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, beyond that, I didn't really think much of it. And now I look back on it, I've gone, it was pretty cheesy, really.
Well, it was, and Chris O'Donnell even said himself that in Batman and Robin, he felt like he was just doing a toy commercial, not being in a movie. So that's definitely where they went wrong with that one. And they did try and push that for Forever, but it was kind of too late. So I think that's why Forever is not as cheesy. But I do love Val Kilmer as Batman. And
God bless him, he's up there now.
We recently lost him, so RIP to him because I think he was awesome Batman. And I am going to do that suit. I'm going to do the Panther suit sometime this year. So, yeah, look out for that one.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it was like the Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was definitely a step in the right direction when Keaton didn't do it because I mean he had the it factor, but I guess it's always the director, isn't it?
Yeah,
directs it.
Val definitely had the look for it. He had the jawline and everything for it. He was at his peak fitness as well for it because you got to be pretty fit to be in it, especially for a movie because they're in it for so long. I would have loved to have seen him again, but he couldn't do Batman and Robin, which in hindsight was probably a really good thing for him because it wasn't very good.
No, it was pretty average. I mean, if you went like if they had done like what they've done with the Titans show and the way they've developed Robin into Nightwing and take it that way, because you've got to remember with the Robin character, the main thing is with the Robin character, you took it from the Challenge of the Super. When you went from say Burt Ward in '66 into the Challenge of the Super Friends cartoon, okay, then you moved him into a spoof called the Teen Titans. Yeah. Okay, well, he had the Teen Titans, which was his spin-off, okay? So he left Batman when it started the Teen Titans, Nightwing, all those shows that they had. But then they brought the Go Teen Titans show, which basically put him into a kid again. So it was this little sort of, this little kid cheesing around, Then they made that jump straight back into Titans. So there's not really that consistency with the Robin character of who he is. There's a lot of people who do love him, and as I said, since I've come in, I always embellish what the characters that I do. And obviously Robin was one that I fell in. Well, I won't lie. I fell into it after the Nightwing character. But knowing Batman and Robin, I already knew it. I grew up with it. But then Yeah, it really embellished. I was watching the old cartoons then, watching the old Burt Ward ones again with a different perspective because you are part of Melbourne Dynamic Duo or you're embellishing this Robin character that you go. I think
Yeah,
I found myself, that's what I was doing.
yeah. And you've got the games too. Like, if you see Robin in some of the Arkham games and what they do with that, that's different again to the movies. Because obviously in a game they can explore a bit more.
No, this is exactly right. It's a funny one because Batman has always been the main character. What are your okay? Let's cut to the chase and find out what your favorite Batman, I guess, facts are that you found that why and how you became so in love. Other than Michael Keaton, we'll take the Keaton thing out of it because that's obvious. But what are the ones that you found that why is Batman such a big part of your life? And I will go to an extension question. Do you believe Batman is part of you? And I'm not saying that in an ego way. I'm looking at your character.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I remember watching Superman movies in the 80s with Christopher Reeves, and I love him as Superman. I think he's the only Superman as well. But I just didn't really resonate with Superman. I think because he's an alien and he's got special powers and stuff like that. Whereas Batman was just this rich guy who had a hard upbringing because his parents were killed and he wanted to help others. And I think that's why most people probably would fall more towards Batman because he doesn't have any special powers. He's just this rich guy who can go and do these cool things. He has cool gadgets, and of course the car. Chicks love the car, right? Like,
He's got the Batmobile. He's got the
as well. The car's its own character as well. And absolutely. The 66 Batmobile is a beautiful car. The 89 Batmobile was, for me, it's like the mecca of cars.
So if you win the lottery, you'll be having one in your.
If I win the lottery, there might be some noticeable changes. Yeah, driving around in an 89 Batmobile, which I did see one for sale from Warner Brothers recently for like $3 million US.
How much?
$3 million US. Oh, yeah, but it's I think it's actually like one of the movie cars, so it's not a replica; it's like the real deal. So that would be amazing. So yeah, but yeah, I think that was one of the things where Superman just sort of flies. I think it'd be more cool to have the car and be Batman, and I think that's why I sort of fell into it more than Superman.
Because it's funny with Robin, right? He wasn't even put in the Justice League of America show, right? Which is very, unless they had a clash of the Teen Titans, they never had Starfire, Beast Boy, all them. They weren't actually in it. So whether they thought about, which I'd like to find out whether they were going to have a spin-off show from that, because it was deliberately the Teen Titans weren't in that show. And they had hundreds of characters. I mean, they brought in, Stargirl and all those ones there. That before Stargirl became Stargirl, which didn't really do too well in the box office from what I see. Yeah, but the thing is that she was there, but they didn't have any of the Teen Titans in there, which is an interesting concept. Kid Flash, all them. So were they going to do a spin-off show after the Justice League had finished? I don't know, but I guess it's a case of, and again, with Robin, for me, it's really funny when you do look into a character it does embellish a lot on my own personal traits.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't know it until you're actually drawn to it. And that's just however it is. I just believe you're drawn to certain things. And they're always a learning curve. That's what I always talk about. And you're looking at, for the Robin character, the boy wonder of Oz, as I call myself, it's looking at what he embellishes. And it's funny that I line up with a lot of his stuff, especially with Titans. That's the big one. The first episode of Titans is huge for me because that's what really pushed me over the edge when my mate said, go and do it. I think you'll go for it. And then it started to go, okay, I'll go and watch a few of these things. What was he doing? What was I doing at the same time? So it's sort of, 50-50 with that.
Yeah, I think that's right. And, I've got some friends that are a bit younger than me, and their Batman is Val Kilmer because that's when that movie was out when they were a kid. And then you've got ones that are even younger, that like the Dark Knight Batman because that was out when they were a kid. So it does come down to that. But then there's other characters that you just might resonate with. It doesn't necessarily have to be a nostalgic thing. Like, that's why I got into Deadpool. Deadpool has actually been around in comic books since the mid-90s. But when the movie came out, I was blown away by that too. And I just felt as though I had to do that character. And then once I started getting suits and putting the suits on and stuff, it just flowed. So, yeah,
that's it, isn't it? It's just a flow. It's just like,
if you do a character that you might think, I want to dress up like this character. Of course, you can do that. You may not really feel it, but the costume's cool. If you want to keep doing it, you can keep doing it. But it's a lot better when you resonate with that character, and that's what I do certainly with Batman. I really can feel like I'm Batman.
But yeah, I look, as I said, with the way everyone's asked me, why aren't you Batman? Because I'm not Batman. It's not in me. That's not me. But Robin, for somebody who goes, what are the qualities of Robin? Trustworthy, follower, in a way. He's very loyal. Okay, willing to learn, and one of those things where I started to learn from the people like Batman, then move into his own group, which happened to be the Titans. So very same progressions what I did in life. So
right, and maybe this is why I am a Batman, because I'm a Capricorn and I'm a leader. So I tend to take charge and that sort of thing. So that does obviously help being Batman, because that's what he does.
He does do it, and it's what we find when we do go out and see people is we feel, people just feel the energy because we are embellishing that character. I mean, you walk out, you have presence. You know what I mean? We both have presence when we walk out. Go rightio,
Yeah.
And especially when I can go out. Like, this is the big thing with the Robin character too. By myself, I'm a nothing, absolute nothing. It's really weird. No, well, that's the thing. Well, in Australia, when I went to Japan, everyone knew. Everyone asked me, "Where's Batman? Where's Batman?" Everyone knew.
Right. Really, but that's what you're always going to get if you're Robin. You're always going to get, "Where's Batman?"
Yeah, that's fine, but that means they know who I am. But it's funny.
Yeah.
Australia, I don't get as much as that. They look at me and go, "Who are you?" And because Robin hasn't been pushed nowhere near anymore. But if he were to come out in a movie right now, they did a new Batman and Robin movie. It'd be snap. Oh yeah, I remember him. I remember that Burt Ward show. I remember him on Challenge of the Super Friends and the Super Friends and the Batman cartoons. You know what I mean?
Well, Chris O'Donnell in Batman Forever, and Chris O'Donnell doing it as well. So anyone who's maybe our age or a bit younger will know Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, Chris O'Donnell was. I thought, okay, this Robin suit looks like, but then I thought, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. That's why I went, how I've gone with my Robin suit. I mean, it's an adult one. You can see when you look at the pictures of Robin when he had the yellow cape and he looked like a boy and he had the thing, he looked like Robin Hood. You had the Robin Hood look with the hood, but then, you move into that next stage of it and but it was never really pushed, I'll be honest with you, because they went with that Go Teen Titans cartoony version of him now. And even Nightwing, no one, unless you're in comics, no one knows who Nightwing is.
Yeah. I've had that a few times where I've had some photos with some Nightwings and people didn't know who that was. They thought it was, why is Robin in blue? I'm like, well, that's not his name.